Hello everyone, welcome to the Redmen TV. It's time for your Twitter reactions to Liverpool beating Huddersfield 3-0. If you watch my match reaction, you will probably be amongst the many who asked me to take my Real Madrid jumper off. You know what, for you guys, because I'm in a good mood, I have. I did promise I had a Wonder Woman t-shirt on, and it's on you. It's on you if you want to see this. That's what you're getting. Anyway, look, a pleasure. Genuine pleasure to do this show. I can't wait to get stuck into it. I hope you can too. As always, you can leave your thoughts on anything discussed in the comments section below. And you know what? Before we kick off, for a little bit of positivity, drop a like on the video. That'd be amazing. Lewis Cleary, 6, perfect performance and back to winning ways. What a block by Gomez at the end, putting his body on the line. Man of the match has to be Henderson. Outstanding game. I've had some interesting, I had head and shoulders. We had a couple of really interesting shouts for man of the match. I gave it to Emre Can, but we got another one here, another Juan Cuadrado. Our midfield was outstanding tonight. Henderson was man of the match for me, absolutely ran the show, made up for him. I just wish after Salah's penalty, the Klopp would throw on Solanke and Ings to get them a goal while Huddersfield were down. Yeah, I thought it was telling, actually. Huddersfield gave it the biggest go in the last 10 minutes of the game. They looked the most dangerous they were going to look. So I think we struck a balance there really nicely where we didn't overexert ourselves. We got our goals. We got job done. There was no great value to us to go particularly gung-ho. I mean, although admittedly it would have been nice to put a bit more, to give a little bit of rest to a Bobby Firmino, for example, a bit more rest. So I do agree in that regard, but I think by and large, I think we got the balance pretty right, and hopefully that'll bear fruit when we get to Spurs at the weekend. Reds report, Bobby and Chan played really well. We played really well. Emre charging forward really helped us out. He wasn't restricted to playing that holding position. Yeah, it's funny, I had a little criticism of Emre Can in the first half. I don't like him when it's tight and he's in small spaces with limited options and he's got the ball at his feet. I think he did this too much, and I don't think he's great at playing that killer pass. But when he's striding into things, when he's powering past people, he looks really good and telling. Some great crosses into the box today, and when he got into the box, winning the penalty, very, very intelligent play from him. He could have used his strength and held it off there, but no, he buys the pen, and that is the decision. And ultimately, when the pen scored, that puts the game beyond doubt. So Emre Can, I thought, was absolutely outstanding today. Great. Another one, LFC Hawk. Henderson was immense. Shame he won't get the credit he deserves because he's Jordan Henderson. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to say this right now. I think Jordan Henderson, and I know it's not, in fact, I'm going to take out the I think. Jordan Henderson is a very good footballer. I think the expectation levels on him are odd sometimes, and I think some of it stems from a lack of understanding of the type of player that Klopp wants, or the type of role that I think he requires from people who play the number 6. I think at times Emre Can is more easy to draw plaudits because he goes to ground, he puts slideys in, and everyone loves a slidey. It's intrinsic in our enjoyment of British football. Jordan Henderson doesn't do that because you're not meant to go to ground in the style of football that we play, so it's harder for him to win fans over, and he doesn't take shots on as much as he should, and I think he should take more shots on. I'm not in any way, shape or form suggesting that Jordan Henderson is a world-class midfielder, but I think he is a very, very tidy footballer. He is a good footballer, and you know what? He's a good captain as well. So I think we should all draw a line under this and go, listen, again, don't worry about it. If the manager thinks that he's not good enough, don't be shocked if Jordan Henderson isn't captain, doesn't play many football games next season. But right now he is, and when he plays, Liverpool move the ball more quickly. We're a lot more incisive, and we dominate possession far better with a Jordan Henderson in the side. So you know what? Let's enjoy him for what he is, and let's not worry about what he isn't, because you know what does that solve? Worrying about the future and worrying about Jordan Henderson and number 6s is like trying to solve algebraic equations by chewing bubblegum. If you can tell me where I'm paraphrasing that reference from, you get a big pat on the back in the comments below. Vixter184, just what us lovely lot on Twitter needed. Professional performance from the Reds. Yeah, listen, it's been a hard time to be an upbeat human being as a Liverpool fan for the last few days, and look, there's no way that this totally glosses over any of the imperfections and the problems, particularly around the transfer market. But you know what? It helps. I think there's been a bit of a perfect storm of shitness around Liverpool in the last 7 days. Kicked off by, off at the month really, kicked off by the Coutinho sale, exacerbated by Daniel Sturridge going out on loan and Liverpool losing back-to-back games. Look, if Liverpool get back to playing how they most often played this season, and that is well and winning games, then a lot of the problems won't matter. So yeah, great. Again, for the people who found it hard, because I mean, people like myself, you know, it's toxic. It's been a toxic atmosphere, and it's polluted people's thinking. Liverpool will drop points again this season. It's about us to keep our heads, because decisions have been made, and we've got to back the manager and in decisions that he's made, because look, he is still the best manager that Liverpool could possibly have. I still think he's one of the best managers in world football. And things are like they are, so let's enjoy it while we can, and hopefully that should make it all a lot easier. So thank you very much for your comment. Vicky, 40-yard Gerrard, what's going on with Mane? He's been so lacklustre recently and went from our player of the year to this. Yeah, he's in not great form, but would you rather have a player who's not in great form and still scoring an assist, or a player who's not in great form and is just shit? The former, isn't it, rather than the latter? And I said on my match reaction a little bit about this. If he finds form, my word, imagine what he's going to be like when he finds form, because again, he's still having, telling impacts on football matches for us, which players who've been in poor form for us in years gone by simply don't. And I think that's actually a mark of his quality, because poor players still good players do good things even when they're playing poorly. Awad Buhisi, my opinion on Emre Can is like his opinion on signing a new deal. Roller coaster. Agreed. He's shit. He's the worst player ever to play for Liverpool. Oh my God, he's world class. Sign him to a 10-year contract. Oh, he's horrendous, stupid moron. Oh, he's boss. Yeah, it's Emre Can. That is what you get with Emre Can, isn't it? And I would much rather have. I'm happy to experience that Emre Can. I'm happy for us to keep him, if I'm perfectly honest, because he does have the ability to win your football matches. And it's better to have him. Better to have him have his best years on Liverpool's terms. But ultimately, that's going to come down to him, isn't it? And whether he wants to just sign a deal and spend a few more years. Just do it, Emre. Don't be a bellend. Just sign. Cosmo Khan, much better, more positive, less side-to-side passing and more clever balls forward. We deserve the win. Props to Milner for letting Salah take the pen. Huddersfield fans were amazing. Their team was shite, all in all, very pleasing. Listen, side-to-side balls are what you're meant to do if you want to break down a low block side. But what we did, which was much better, and Joel Matip actually led the way on this, we skipped out the midfield a lot of the times and just smacked the ball into feet to our forward line and trusted them to deal with it. We got play moving forward loads quicker, and that was a really encouraging thing to see, and we've seen a bit more of a step towards that since Van Dijk's come in as well, and that's where I think Liverpool will improve more and more as the season progresses. Having Matip being able to do that, having Van Dijk will do that, will make us a far more formidable threat, I think, going forward. And yeah, really sorry for Huddersfield. I really do hope they stay up. I hope Wagner gets a bit more support. Clearly a good manager, clearly a very talented coach, clearly likes to play football in the right way. I don't think that really suited them today, if I'm perfectly honest. But you know what? Do I care really? No, I care more about Liverpool getting the 3 points. Bobby Dazzler says, oh, actually, you know what? Because I think I'll be accused of not saying it. Oh, actually, no, he's changed his name. He's called, hang on a second, Bobby Dazzler's got it, he's called Get FSG Out, and then he's called something. Anyway, doesn't matter, he wants FSG out, fair play to him. Back to it, still 8 points ahead of Arsenal and 5 above Spurs. Come on, you Red. Yes, exactly what we needed to get the season back underway. Spurs have got to get past Man United, and then they've got to get past us, and they've got to get past, they've got to get past Man United, and they've got to get past us. Liverpool have just got to, I've got to look to put them to the sword this weekend. Hopefully they drop points. Arsenal slipping away. Arsenal are shit by their own high standards they've set for themselves over the years. They are in a real mire. They've got a manager who isn't loved and is causing a fractious fan base. They haven't got a great identity. They don't really work very hard for the team. They've got an ageing squad. All their best players are aging and past the best. Yes, they've got rid of Sanchez. Yes, they're bringing in. They've brought in Mkhitaryan, and yes, they're bringing in Aubameyang. But they are very much panic buys, good buys, and I would love to see both of them players at Liverpool. But to spend big on 28, going 29-year-olds represents panic buys from Arsenal's perspective, and they need that. Look, they're in the Europa League. They are miles off the pace now for the top 4. Arsenal Football Club are not the power they once were, and look, we will have dips, and they'll get a little bit closer, and then we'll pull away, and they'll get a little bit closer. But I right now, I'm absolutely confident Liverpool will finish above Arsenal this season. Liverpool are a club, I think, on an upward trajectory, and they are at best a club that is very much stagnating until they get a change in management. So Don't worry about Arsenal. You know, maybe cast jealous eyes at a couple of players they've got, because they've got good players, because they're a good team with a good ability to spend money. They've got a good, decent wage budget. They've got money to spend. But fuck them, we're Liverpool and we've got some boss players as well. So anyway, thanks very much for watching. Give this video a thumbs up. Check back the rest of the content. Chris is at Huddersfield doing his stuff from the game. We've got an amazing video. It's going to be going through our reactions from inside the studio and inside the ground. Stay tuned for all that. Drop a subscribe on the channel and check over on the redmentv.com. Get more analysis. We have got you covered. The Instant Match Reaction podcast, the Final Word show, 60 minutes of analysis, and Chris is going to be doing a stats and tactics show, picking apart the key incidents for that game and working out a deep dive how Liverpool won it and why we're amazing. Perfect time to sign up, the redmentv.com. Get on it.